Rise and shine, my mothers and my brothers and my pipers and my preppers and my whatever. Hey, good morning. I want to talk to you about something that just, hold on, let me get my smoothie out before I start anything. It's my breakfast. Couple scoops of protein. I put some fresh aloe gel in there today. Chia seed. 2 tablespoons of psyllium husk fiber. My vitamins. No greens in there. I'll have my greens for lunch. And then, of course, the liquid that I use to... it always drips. That's what I friggin' hate about this damn bottle. The shaker bottle. Alright. I'm on the search for a new shaker bottle. That's it. I am done with this. This is the last time this sucker is dripping on me. That's all I needed, was to drip some protein shake on myself. And that'll help fuel some of the stuff that I'm going to talk about. Let's talk about anti-bullying and bullying. When my son was maybe 8, as you know, I have a daughter in her 20s. I have a son 18 and a son 14. When my oldest son was 8, he invited me to go to a father-like figure and son breakfast at his school. And of course, the first thing that I thought was, what the fuck is a father-like figure? I remember father and son dinners, father and son, father and daughter. This was it was literally printed. Father-like figure and son breakfast. So I picked him up. I was driving a minivan because I'm Mr. Practical. And of course, he's busting my chops because all the other father-like figures are pulling up in BMWs and Mercedes and Lambos. And I'm driving a minivan, which honestly, I don't really care. So it was practical. A lot of kids could fit in it, a lot of gear, a lot of stuff. And it was just practical. I loved it. Sit up high, straight. I didn't mind. Minivans were the station wagon of the 90s and 2000. Remember station wagons? Now station wagons are hot. To get an old one. I know Dodge put one out. What is it called? Is it called the Magnum? People liked it, but we got so used to driving high MPG vehicles that the Magnum didn't really do well on gas. So I think it didn't do well. You get spoiled getting 25, 30, 35, 40 miles a gallon when you drive, Toyotas and Hondas and all this stuff. And then this muscle-y car comes out getting, 14 miles a gallon. And if you floor it regularly, you're getting 10 to 12 miles a gallon. That's still better than the 8 miles a gallon the big giant boat Cadillacs used to get. So I go to this father-like figure and son breakfast. Pull up in my minivan. People, my son is like, oh, Dad. He's like, kind of like embarrassed. And we're joking about it. Everything that was slightly embarrassing, I just went with it. Everything in my life that was slightly embarrassing. I mean, if I slipped and fell, I didn't feel stupid. I just made fun of it. It was like when my dad slipped and fell on the ice, and my dad was a judo guy, a high-ranking judo guy when I was growing up. And he would always teach all the time that the first thing you need to learn how to do is learn how to fall. So when you get thrown, you know how to hit the mat. And I'll never forget, he was on a rant when we were younger about learning how to fall. You gotta you slap the mat when you go down. martial arts and MMA guys, you know this, especially the judo guys. Never forget, my dad is walking on the back patio up the stairs. He slips, falls, lands right on his back in front of me and my brother. I don't even think my youngest brother, Vinny, was born yet. And I'll never forget my father looking up flat on his back, looks up and says, "Good thing I know how to fall." Now that was funny as hell, okay? And to this day, I still laugh when I think about it. It's, for years to come, when he's no longer on this earth, I'm going to think about, good thing I know how to fall, and it's going to bring a smile to my face. And it's going to bring a smile to a lot more faces now that I talked about it. Good thing I know how to fall. So he could take something embarrassing and potentially shameful and turn it into something funny, and I think I inherited that gift. I would rather be funny than anything else. I would rather make people laugh than make people cry. So I'm at this father-like figure and son breakfast. And of course there were dads, cardigan sweaters, young guys. Now I'm the old guy. You gotta remember, I still had gray hair. And some of the dads that were there looked like they could be my sons. So it was almost, with my son and I, it almost looked like, and I got a picture of that somewhere. I gotta post a picture on Instagram, where I could have easily looked like grandfather and grandson. Gray hair does make you look older. I don't care what anyone says. But you know what? If you don't give a shit, it doesn't matter. There's no struggle. People say the struggle is real. No, it's not. The struggle's here, man. It's in your head. Change your shit, and you won't have a struggle, okay? There's people living in countries where there's bombs going off. That struggle is real. You don't struggle with your beard. You don't struggle with gray hair. That's not a struggle. The whole American bullshit of the struggle is real is such bullshit. Such bullshit, honestly. And I know it's like tongue-in-cheek, but I just want to reinforce that it's bullshit. So we're at that breakfast, and there were dads there. There were some granddads there, obviously, because obviously fathers aren't always sons don't always have fathers in their life. And there were some very manly-looking women there. Come to your own conclusions with that one. And they talked about a play that a lot of the boys were going to be in, and I'm like, oh, this is cool, because they had like a little presentation before the breakfast. It was like a buffet breakfast, and I'm thinking play, that's cool, because I was in plays. I was a drama guy in high school, college, a film minor, for those of you that don't know that. And what was the play about? When I was growing up, now I sound like one of those like old guys. This is back when I was growing up, or when I was a kid. Now I'm one of those guys. I used to make fun of those guys. Now I'm one of those guys. But hear me out. We did Rodgers and Hammerstein. We did South Pacific. We did A Christmas Carol. We did, what were some of the Rodgers and Hammerstein? Sound of Music. We did a lot of those plays. They were phenomenal. I loved them. Dial M for Murder. This was before the Andrew Lloyd Webber Cats and Phantom of the Opera and all that kind of stuff. This was the era before all that. So those were the kind of plays. So as they're talking about this play that we're going to be welcome to, we're practicing hard, we're rehearsing every day, I found out it was an anti-bullying play. And I thought, holy fucking SJW, an anti-bullying play. Because God forbid you actually have men in a fucking play, like in the Rodgers and Hammerstein plays. And this was interesting. It was a whole play, an hour and a half long stage play on anti-bullying. Now I know I have peers that are talking about bullying, some of your favorite guys that you watch, and that I watch and respect, and it's okay. Hey, did you know you can disagree with people without being a dick? Did you know that? I can disagree with your favorite YouTube guys and not be a dick about it. Yeah, I can. So you don't have to slam the door on people who disagree with you or you disagree with. They might do it to you, but let them do it, okay? Because if what you're offering is truth, objective truth, steadfast, tried and true, then you don't have to worry about it. The message speaks for itself. They might reject the messenger, but the message is strong. But the anti-bullying bullshit that's going on across the country and in the world is a reaction to other things. Let's get fucking real about it. It's about people not being, it's about boys not being raised to be masculine. That's what it is. And I know, now, then there's a suicide problem, blah, blah. Now it's like an onion. We're many layers away from the original issue. When my son was younger, he's chubby, like a little huggable teddy bear kind of guy. Lovable kid. Now he's buff, works out, shoulders, biceps, could probably kick ass if he wanted to. He's still kind of a gentle soul, but he's pretty buff. This is interesting. Young guy pushes him out of the way in the lunch line on a daily basis. And he told me that. And I said, well, what are you doing about it? He says, well, nothing. And he's the kind of kid that would always try to calm things with humor and just kind of, I don't want to say take a beating, but like he would take the fall and make it funny and, you know, kind of like what I did, making things fun. But I never made bullying and punks funny, because to me that wasn't funny. I didn't grow up a sports star. I played all the sports, and I got probably most valuable bench warmer of the year. That was my sports experience. I played sports in high school. I did more practicing than playing, let me put it that way. But I enjoyed it because it did instill in me discipline, as well as scouting did. Probably scouting was the most significant thing in my teenage years and early years, like as a Cub Scout. Discipline, time management, self-management, and so forth. So I said, what did you do? He said, I did nothing. And I said, what do you mean? How long has this been going on? He says, he does it every day. I said, this is what you do. The next time he does it, I said, there's this spot right here. You don't have to hit it very hard. You just got to tap it pretty much. You can lay him out if you want, but you only got to just pop him a little bit. It'll draw blood. Just the sight of blood freaks people out and makes them surrender. Most kids, anyways. I said, as soon as he pushes you, you turn around, you pop him in the nose. As fast as you can. Just shock and awe. Boom! Like that. Boom! I don't care how big he is. I don't care how tough he is. Boom! That's it. He won't even know what the hell happened to him. My son's response. But I'll get in trouble for that. You might get in trouble with the school, but you're not going to get in trouble with me. That happened to me. I had there was a guy when I was in maybe 9th or 10th grade, I used to carry books. I was a nerd. I was a book nerd. And I used to carry books under my arm. And he would go up and smack my books, and my books would go flying down the hallway and papers. Did that a few times. And my dad said, pop them. Just pop them. I didn't say, but I'll get in trouble. I just listened to my dad. Next time he did it, I turned around, pop! Right in the nose. Scared and shocked the living shit out of him. Within seconds, a teacher is literally dragging us to the principal's office. We got chewed out, had to go, didn't get suspended, but had to like stay after school. Remember that stay after school thing? You got to stay after school. Whatever they, do they even do that anymore? You have to stay after school? I don't even know. So here I am now, closer to 60 than 50. And this is the truth. I am best friends with that boy. He ended up being a racing guy, stock car racer. And he and I became very good friends, did stuff together, went camping and hiking together, built fires together. Our families got to know each other, and we are good friends. And he could call me to this day, and I would do anything for him. I don't care if it was 2 o'clock in the morning and his car broke down, I would get up and go help him. He would do the same for me. His dad died when he was young. Broke everyone's heart. We were completely shocked about that. Our families are very fond of each other. Maybe I'll do an interview with him someday. But he has my back, I have his back. And that all started, it all started with this, with respect. Because I got his respect. He didn't respect me. You don't, if you're picking on people, you don't respect them. I got his respect. I forced it. He couldn't avoid it. I did not give him a choice. Every single time that I let him get away with it, I was giving him a choice to respect me or not. The minute that I went, pop! Right here, pop! I got his respect. He had no choice. It wasn't multiple choice, do you hear me? It was, think of a multiple choice question, A, B, C, and D. There was only A. Pop him in the nose, get his respect. B, don't pop him in the nose, he continues doing what he's doing. C, report it to a teacher or a principal. Well, I'm happy for the outcome. I don't ever want things to ever go down that road, and I'm not promoting violence in any way. That was old school respect. That was old school shutting a bully down. Now, the anti-bullying message that you see it in schools and in society today, because now we're layers away from it. There's people, there was like the girl that hung herself live on Facebook Live and all that. And I saw it and I was like, holy jeez, that was like shocking as shit. And people broadcasting their suicides. Holy crap. I'm a fairly tough guy, but I'll tell you what, man, about 1 millimeter underneath the surface is a softie. And I saw that, and I can't unsee it now. And I cried my damn eyes out, because I got kids. Cried my damn eyes out when I saw that. And the only thing that I thought was, damn it, that's somebody's daughter. That's somebody's sister. And I'm fucking like getting a little teary just thinking about that shit right now. That's fucked up. But the answer to anti-bullying is not education and stage plays about anti-bullying. Let's think about cancer, how bad fucking cancer is. Okay? My dad had cancer 3 times. I was on the verge of losing him every time. It's like, fuck, this can go either way. And I lost my grandfather from cancer from the same exact thing. Prostate issues, bladder, and all that stuff. Anti-bullying is like cursing cancer. and really not doing anything about it, okay? It's cursing Monsanto and not doing anything about it. It's not changing your lifestyle. Anti-bullying, the solution is what you do, not what you say. That's the solution. So all of this nonsense, okay, when it comes to like people killing themselves because of bullying, that's about 5 layers away from the original issue. And that is, deal with it properly. Did your father ever say to you something like, there's only one thing you understand? Anyone ever have a dad like that? There's only one thing you understand. And I was that kind of kid. I did not have a Fred McMurray dad smoking a pipe. Sit down, son. Yes, father. Son, can we have a talk today? Yes, Dad. And he shares stuff with me. I mean, I had the kind of father that said, you do that one more time, I will kick your ass across the backyard. Like that kind of stuff. And you know what? It worked. It worked. But the anti-bullying message is bullshit, because what it's doing is it's just cursing the darkness. It's not dealing with the issue. And it's not, when it comes to men, it's not teaching men how to be men. Men are genetic warriors. We are hunters, we are gatherers, we are protectors, we are providers. Don't fucking disagree with me on that. Don't doubt me. I am right. This is not a matter of opinion. This is objective fucking truth. But we're not taught that in schools, are we? We're taught to be sensitive. Remember my last video, I talked about fuck sensitivity. Be considerate. Considerate. Be a gentleman. There's nothing wrong with having manners. Being effeminately sensitive is a different issue than being considerate. I don't believe we have a feminine side. Well, you have to, everyone's got a male side and a feminine side. Bullshit. Bullshit. I know fucking gay guys that will kick your fucking ass. Seriously. And my ass. And that are in the gym pumping damn iron. And I look to them for like workout advice. Not a lot of other advice. But, you know, there are some things that I really, really respect about them. And that's another characteristic of someone who's not a dick, is that they find the good in everybody, no matter what that person's life choices are, or no matter how they're wired. Does that make sense to you? If you know, Galileo, and I'm not saying anyone's ignorant, but I love this line from Galileo. Galileo said, I never met a man so ignorant that I couldn't learn something from him. You know, I got a follower on my YouTube channel here. I'm not even going to say his name, but he is as dyslexic and Asperger's as you can get. And his comments many times are spelled phonetically. Spelling is really, really bad. But I can read it, and I know what he's saying. And there were people who were busting his balls on my channel because he can't spell. I'm like, dude, look at the fucking message. Look at what he's saying. Don't look at his spelling. Look at the message. And I can appreciate that. I learn something from everybody. If someone says something intelligent, I'm like, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Peace. And cheers to you. Anti-bullying messages are bullshit. Deal with bullies like this. There's only one thing they understand, and that's a taste of their own medicine. That's all. And guess what? Here's the upside. You might end up being good friends in the long run. Think about that. Have a great day. Bye.